I'm Ryan, and this is Marsh. I quit my job in the city to become a part-time hermit and full-time hunting and fishing guide, living on 283 acres of wilderness surrounded by national forests in the Ouachita Mountains. The Ouachitas are a unique and ancient mountain range. They run east-west. That rare geography creates a diverse ecosystem, home to white-tailed deer, black bear, coyotes, turkeys, bobcats, and mountain lions. I started this journey in October of 2023 with a bare 20-foot shipping container. I moved in on day one with no grid and no backup plan. Over time, it slowly turned into a home, one small project at a time. It's nothing fancy, but it's mine, fully paid for, constantly improving as I find the time and money, and honestly, it's one of the things I'm most proud of. My goal is to manage this land for wildlife and build a small off-grid homestead where guests can come and experience real life hunting, fishing, and living wild in the Ouachitas. This week's video is going to be just a little bit different. It's going to be my backstory. A brief history of how I got here and why this lifestyle appeals to me. I wasn't born into this lifestyle, but I was born nearby in the country, not too far from where I live now. And back then, I never would have thought that I would return to this area. I just knew we moved around a lot. My dad worked for UPS, Federal Express, and my mom was a nurse. And that basically meant that she could find work wherever he found work. Looking back, I think we probably hovered in the middle class with periods of brief poverty. I recall a year where I attended at least 3 different schools within one school year. And that's tough on any kid, but I had ADHD, and it showed. I wasn't dumb or stupid. I was far from it. I just wasn't built to sit still and memorize facts that I didn't care about. But when something caught my interest, I'd dive into it like my life depended on it. Eventually, sports got me through high school. Without them, I'm almost positive that I would have never made it. Fast forward 15 years ago, I was working as an environmental scientist, doing emergency response. I've been on train derailments, hurricanes, chemical fires. I was based in a big city here in Arkansas, but I was gone a lot, working across the US, Mexico, and Canada. And I wouldn't trade those memories or years for anything in the world. When you're in your 20s and 30s, that's the most exciting, interesting thing you could be doing. But by the time you hit your 40s, you start to think about the life you missed out on. Back then, I was married, no children. We had fertility issues. And eventually, my wife fell in love with someone else. We divorced. It hurt. But I've come to feel blessed we didn't have children together. We went our separate ways, and I started down a different path. And that lasted a couple years, followed by a couple more. Eventually, I got my shit together. I headed down a whole new path. I started dating again. I won't say I quit drinking, but I never was really an alcoholic. I fell in love with nature again. I started hunting, fishing. Things I hadn't done since my grandfather passed away as a young child in southwest Arkansas. And now I'm here, building something real with my own hands. It may not be perfect, but it's mine. So, is off-grid fantastic for a bachelor? Sure. It can be, but it's not some rustic bachelor pad fantasy. It's work, it's quiet, it's being okay with your own company and the company of your dog. And it's not the life I lived when I was chasing money and jobs and comfort in all the wrong places. I used to think I need more to be happy. More money, a bigger house, more credentials. And now I realize I just needed less. Less noise, less distraction, and less chasing. So yeah, I'm a bachelor. But more importantly, I'm finally free. And that's something I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. And just trying to close out this video, the last thing I'd really like to say is that I don't think this lifestyle is just for bachelors and hermits. There's people like Off Grid with Jake and Nicole who are raising their infants and babies and their whole family in this manner. There's countless others that are raising their families and you never heard of. They don't televise it. I still like my creature comforts. I've got solar and I've got water. I just get them in a way that puts me in control. There's no middleman. And I sleep better at night because of it. So no, I'm not saying off-grid is the only way. Or even the best way for everyone. But for me, after all the years of chasing, this slower, simpler lifestyle just feels like home.